Escape from Alcatraz, 1962. Alcatraz is one of the most famous prisons in the world, located on an island in San Francisco Bay. It was considered impenetrable due to strong ocean currents, cold water, armed guards, and advanced security systems. However, in 1962, three inmates, Frank Morris and brothers John and Clarence Anglin, managed to accomplish the impossible. Frank Morris was a brilliant strategist with a high IQ, while the Anglin brothers were skilled with their hands, having worked on farms since childhood. Using spoons, forks, and sharpened tools, they carved holes in the ventilation shafts of their cells. To hide the process, they used cardboard and paint to make the holes look like part of the wall. Next, they needed to conceal their absence in the cells to avoid raising suspicion. They crafted dummy heads from soap, paper, and human hair, which they secretly collected from the prison barber shop. In the darkness, the guards did not notice the deception, giving the escapees several hours of advantage. On the night of June 11, 1962, the three men crawled through the ventilation openings, squeezed through a narrow corridor to the prison roof, and climbed down to the water. There, they had a makeshift raft constructed from hidden waterproof raincoats. They sailed into the unknown. Their bodies were never found. The official version claims they drowned, but investigators and family members later received letters suggesting that the escapees had survived. Escape from Libby Prison, 1864. During the American Civil War, Libby Prison in Richmond, Virginia, was infamous for its horrific conditions. Captured Union soldiers lived in overcrowded cells without proper food, constantly monitored by Confederate guards. However, this did not stop a group of 109 prisoners from planning their escape. The prisoners began digging a tunnel under the building using dining spoons, knives, and even their bare hands. They worked at night to avoid attracting the guards' attention. The tunnel had to extend beyond the prison's perimeter, but the digging was dangerous. The soil collapsed, the tunnel risked caving in, and guards patrolled the area regularly. After months of work, on the night of February 9, 1864, the soldiers began crawling through the tunnel. 59 men successfully escaped, ran into the forest, and hid. They managed to reach Union troops and reported the cruel conditions inside Libby Prison. Escape from Pentonville Prison, 1903. Alfred Hines was a professional thief, but his main skill was picking locks without keys. In 1903, he was imprisoned in London's Pentonville Prison, from which escape was considered impossible. Hines found a way to open door mechanisms using a thin wire. He secretly studied the locks and understood how to pick them. One night, he used his technique and quietly left his cell. He moved quickly and precisely, reaching the exit within minutes. He was caught a few months later, but this did not stop him. He escaped 2 more times, each time outsmarting the guards, earning him the nickname the Escape Genius. El Chapo's escape, 2015. Mexican drug lord Joaquin El Chapo Guzman escaped twice in daring breakouts. In 2001, he fled in a laundry cart but was later caught. In 2015, he did it again, this time with much greater preparation. A 1-kilometer tunnel with tracks and a motorcycle on rails was dug beneath his cell in the maximum security Altiplano prison. On the night of the escape, Guzman entered the shower area, opened a hatch, and disappeared into the tunnel. The guards did not realize what had happened until it was too late. Escape from Dannemora Prison, 2015. In June 2015, 2 inmates, Richard Matt and David Sweat, escaped from the maximum security Clinton Correctional Facility in Dannemora, New York. Their escape was so elaborate that it was compared to the movie The Shawshank Redemption. Using smuggled tools, Matt and Sweat cut through the walls of their cells, entered the prison's maintenance tunnels, navigated through a network of pipes, and emerged outside through a sewer manhole. The entire operation took weeks, yet the guards did not immediately notice their disappearance. After the escape, authorities launched a massive manhunt involving hundreds of police officers. 3 weeks later, Richard Matt was shot and killed by law enforcement, while David Sweat was captured and returned to prison. Escape from Leak Prison, 2009. In 2009, an astonishing event took place in Belgium's Leak Prison. 3 inmates escaped using a stolen helicopter. Accomplices outside hijacked a helicopter, took the pilot hostage, and forced him to land in the prison yard. The inmates quickly climbed aboard, and the helicopter took off. Shortly after, the helicopter landed in a field where the fugitives switched to cars and disappeared. This escape shocked Belgium and led authorities to reconsider prison security measures. The fugitives were eventually captured, but their bold plan went down in history.